Good afternoon and happy today's Sunday, guys, to all of your sunshiny faces. So guys, I wasn't up super early this morning. I was still up. I fell asleep last night at like 2 something. Honestly, guys, it's bad again. It was to the point where I was consistently like in bed by midnight, and now I'm not falling asleep until like 2 or 3 in the morning. The last like over this weekend. Really bad. So, I woke up though at 9:30, I think, or 9 o'clock or something like that, because I had to go to Walmart. So I actually wasn't up like super late today, which wasn't that bad. So yeah, it was still not early like I like to be up, and again, it's late already tonight, and I'm going to bed late again. But yeah. So after we ended up watching. What movie did we watch tonight? Which Marvel movie? We watched Ant-Man, which I told you guys we've seen already. I think I told you guys when we watched it. It's like, I thought it was last summer, but then my dad was like, didn't we watch it like near Christmas time? Like, not this last year, but I think the year before that. I was thinking it's even further, like back in like summer or something like that. I don't think it was last summer, but anyways, though, I don't remember when we ended up watching it or like anything like that, but I do remember like it was a while ago. And so we saw that one though, not like within like when it came out. I think we watched it on Stars or whatever, so we'd already seen it and everybody had seen it. Like my mom, my Jack, my dad, Matthew, we all watched it together. And so we ended up rewatching it just so that we could watch it in order. And it was actually kind of cool though, because like when we watched it the first time, we'd never seen any of the like other Marvel movies, or at least I hadn't. And so like they like made mention to the Avengers movie that came out right before that, and like a handful of other, movies were kind of like, mentioned, or things were I don't know, like, just little Easter eggs and stuff like that from the other movies in the past. And so I had noticed that obviously the first time I watched it, and the second time I was like, oh, that's funny. Like, it makes sense and stuff like that. So yeah, anyways, though, that was like, it was a pretty, like I said, that one's probably, like I said, like we saw it before, but I thought it was a very good, like, standalone on its own movie, like, that it didn't need really anything else, or, like, and I didn't think it was slow or anything like that. Like, the first time, especially, too, I saw it, I thought it was really good. So, it's like, I feel like it's a perfect first movie to kind of introduce the character and develop the backstory. Was, like, really well done. And so, like, yeah, I thought that it was a very well done, like, first story kind of movie, and it was believable too. Like, for me, the only problem I think I have with Iron Man, and I don't know why I keep going back to Iron Man, but for me, it's like almost kind of too unbelievable. Like, I get like he's a genius and all this kind of stuff, but it's like, I don't know, like the first Iron Man suit is just like too like almost unbelievable for me, whereas like this whole story like is a believable one, like I could see it. It's almost kind of like even Spider-Man too. It's like, no, there aren't like spiders that necessarily could give you Spider-Man abilities and everything like that, but for me, I always saw Spider-Man as being like a somewhat believable superhero. But then with some of the other ones too, like Iron Man and I don't know, I guess Iron Man. I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head, but like even to kind of the Hulk, because I don't necessarily understand how that whole relationship between him and I'm drawing a blank. You guys know what I mean, the actual Hulk man. But like I don't understand how that whole like relationship between the two different kind of personality thingies work. And for me, like I can't wrap my brain around it. And like what was the other one too? Like Captain America, I can kind of believe, because it's like I don't know, he just has like super abilities. I just feel like a superhuman kind of thing is a little bit more believable than, I don't know, the Iron Man thing just seems like there's so much like they has to go into it, like the mechanics, the research, the I don't know, I'm thinking it out too much, guys, but for me it was a hard one to like come up with too, and like how he's just kind of like thrown into this whole situation of like needing it, whereas like with Ant-Man it felt like a more believable story and you could kind of get behind it. And like I said, I don't know, it's just for some reason I have a weird thing with like the whole Iron Man story. Like I keep going back to like, how does that work? Like, you know, and stuff like that, and like trying to nitpick things, I think, with it. But that's why like with Ant-Man, like it's like, no, that's kind of hard to believe and stuff like that, but at the same time I feel like it's believable, you know, for the context of a story. But I don't know, guys, I honestly, Iron Man is like my favorite character in the whole like Marvel like series right now, but for me, it like my favorite character, and yet like is my least favorite, like, and I always try and like nitpick things and stuff like that. But I don't know, like I feel like Captain America sometimes can get a little like repetitive, like he's always the good guy kind of thing, whereas like I like the Iron Man personality, but it's like the whole ability superhero thing is like harder for me to believe, follow, I guess. Anyways, guys, I feel like I've been getting off on like random like superhero stuff all the time, because Jack's making me stinking watch all these movies before we go to see the what's that one, the Infinity Wars, which I think we're going to see in like 2 weeks or something like that. So, anyways, though, guys, yeah, I did edit 2 vlogs today, during the Cubs game, which we watched, and they won again. I think it was 2-0. They had another shutout game, which is, like, amazing. And then I told you guys we went to Walmart this morning, and we had to run to Menards. We also had to drop stuff off at Goodwill. My dad had to get gas, so we were in the same place, so we ended up going there. And the vlogs and everything like that got taken care of. But then after we were done watching the Ant-Man movie, Jack's like, oh, do you want to play, I don't remember what the game was called, Ultimate Alliance, I think it was called. We used to have it for the PS2 back in like the really olden days, and we used to play it. And then they remastered it or something like that, and we have it for the 360. And so we were playing that tonight because honestly, my only really superhero knowledge has come from like a handful of video games, or like the Spider-Man movies, the first like original 3 Spider-Man movies with what's his face, Tobey Maguire. And then we had 2 Spider-Man video games for the PS1 when I was little. And then we ended up having this Ultimate Alliance game, and I think maybe that was it. But that's like my basic knowledge of kind of like superheroes. That's how I kind of know like very little about them. And it comes from like video games and stuff like that. Like I never read comics or like watched any like TV series or anything like that, or knew like anything else about like any superheroes. It's just kind of from like those few video games that we had when we were real little. But Jack wanted us to all play it again, and kind of like I don't know, just because it's weird though, because it's not that it follows the same story as like this Avengers series kind of thing that's going on, this whole Marvel thing, like all the movies and all that kind of stuff, but it's weird because there is a lot of like kind of like the same thing where they're bringing all the superheroes together, but it has a lot to do with the X-Men. Now the X-Men I actually kind of not really know more about, but I've seen the movies and I've like feel like I know more about that than really like the whole Avengers thing and stuff like that. And I don't know why that is, but I've seen like when I was younger, I saw a lot of the X-Men movies, and so I've known more about that. And like Fantastic Four too. I think we saw like the Silver Surfer movie, and that when that came out in theaters, and I think that was the second one, maybe, if I'm right. And then there was one before that, and I think we watched that one too. But yeah, like, and I saw 1 or maybe 2 of the X-Men movies or something like that. But I feel like I've watched kind of like all of the like, or have more knowledge, I guess, of the X-Men kind of than like I did going into watching all these other Marvel movies and stuff like that, the whole Avengers kind of storyline that they've got going now. So, but guys, I'm rambling on about superheroes and things like that, but tomorrow it is supposed to be warm. It's supposed to be 80 degrees. It was like 62 today, or yeah, 62 today. It's supposed to be like 72 tomorrow, then it's supposed to be 80 on Tuesday. So I'm going to break out one of my new summer dresses from the thrift store and wear one of those on Tuesday because it will be warm and I will luckily not be cold. I'm always cold, like, all the time. So, anyways, though, I'll see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So, bye, guys.